So I'm in my personal finance class. I've logged in to the PAWS system. What should I do? Well, I might start out by going up here because I can see this little red dot on the email, and that means I could have an email from my instructor, from one of my classmates. Somebody may be trying to communicate some important information to me, so you may want to look at that. Remember that once you're in the class, if you click on that icon, it'll filter the email to show you only the email associated with the class. To make sure you see everything, consider going back to My Home and then clicking that. What else? What else? What else? Well, as I look down here, I see the personal finance book, and I hope that you have your textbook because your first assignment is due tonight, right? Is due tonight. Let me pull up that date, September. Oh, it's due Monday night. Okay, I'm sorry. I wrote down the date so I wouldn't get it wrong. It's due September 8th, which is Monday night. Let me put that there so that we're all clear about that. Monday, September the 8th by 11:55, folks. Don't cut it that close, but 55. Now, I wanted to talk to you about this because as we talk about the textbook, if you are still waiting for, to receive your textbook, for your financial aid, to get your textbook for payday or whatever it happens to be, if you are waiting on your textbook, I want you to still complete your assignments, okay? There's not going to be any extensions. So it's really important that you are working on your Chapter 1 quiz and your Chapter 1 discussion assignment. Now, I want to show you a neat little feature that may come in handy for you. Under this communication link, the first thing I want to show you is calendar. Okay. And for any class that you're enrolled in where the instructor has put their due dates in PAWS, and in our case I have, you will be able to see your class assignments here on the calendar, okay? So you'll see those coming in, and keep an eye on that. That's going to be very helpful. Of course, I emailed you the schedule for the class as well. Now, the other thing I want to show you, again under communication, is class list, because we were talking about the textbook, right? Well, look at this. In alphabetical order, Ask a Librarian is the very first one. Now, I teach a different class where I have a student whose name alphabetically comes before Ask a Librarian. So look through this list. If I want to ask the librarian a question, which I'm about to tell you, you may have a question to ask her, you just click that box right there, click email, and on the BCC line, you'll see that it's already filled in. Guess what, folks? You don't even have to put anything on the to line in this system. And you can start to fill in, please be respectful. How about greetings, librarian? I have a question about using a textbook on reference. Now, this is what I want to talk about. If you are still waiting to get access to the textbook, I want you to know that we have one copy of the textbook available in the library. I believe that right now it is located in our Macon location. That book can move, via the library to different locations. So I would encourage you to check on this. You can call the library directly. For example, the library's website, you can just go to the college's, external page. You can find links to the library, or you can just type library. And, at the end, see how I put /library? And that'll take you right to the library. Okay, but so I'm introducing those two features to you. When you go to the library, what does the word on reference mean? On, let me do this. On reference means that the book may not leave the library. You may not check out the book okay, you may use the library to use the library book. How about this? Use the book while in the library to complete, can I spell? To complete your homework assignment using one of the library computers. Okay, that's what you do when a book or any kind of material is on reference. You use it while you're in the library. Now, don't plan to use it for 8 hours, and also remember what I said, which is that we have one copy, not 27 copies, okay? So you may find that somebody else is using it, so don't wait until the last minute, right? Because if you have plenty of time, then you can simply work on a different homework assignment until somebody turns the book back in, and then you can use the book and then complete our personal finance homework assignments. But if you wait until the last minute, you may find that the library is going to be closing, that the time due date for your assignment is going to go away. Okay, so I wanted you to know that is available to you if you need it. Now, when you go to the library and look for the textbook on reference, the one that you're going to see, let me go back here to the content page and remind you of what the textbook cover looks like, and tell you just a little bit about this textbook. We are currently using the newest version of the textbook, and that's a really good thing. And there can be minor differences from one version of a textbook to the other. Well, can I get there? What's going on? From one version of, I'm sorry, with this new system, sometimes I have to click around a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Okay, when you order your textbook, you'll be getting the most recent version, which is the 11th edition. And this is what I would, of course, expect you to have. When you go to the library, you may find that the copy that I have on reference looks like this, that the cover looks like this, and this is the 10th edition. Folks, I believe, especially for the first couple chapters, okay, let's say, through chapter 3, that because I looked at the table of contents in the book, and they're very similar. All right. Now, that being said, sometimes page numbers change from one edition to another. Oftentimes, wording in a textbook is cleared up from one edition to another. So there will be minor changes, which is why it's important for everyone to be on the same edition of the textbook. Okay, because this is the one you're responsible for, is this 11th edition. But I want you to feel comfortable that in answering our discussion board postings and our Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 quizzes, that if you need to use this textbook that's on reference in the library, that you will be okay. All right? So I wanted to make that known to you so that it's available. So you know about the calendar. You know how to send an email to the librarian to ask the librarian a question. Okay? And now I want to show you one last thing. Okay? Remember that for your assignments, if you go under assessment, you have 2 assignments. In the syllabus, you see that you have discussion questions and that you have quizzes. All right, let's start out with quizzes because they're typically pretty straightforward. Everybody gets these, right? The PAWS orientation quiz, you can take that if you'd like to. You see that I have it always available. It's just something for you to look at. So it's up to you. For the Chapter 1 quiz, here's our due date, September the 8th, 11:55. So you can go in there, take it unlimited number of times up until the due date. Once you hit that due date and time, that's going to be it, right? Okay, so you're going to take that, and I've talked about quizzes before. Now let's go to the discussion. And I have talked about this before, but this first assignment is coming due now. So as I scroll down, you got all these introductions. That's so fantastic. I'm in my student account, so if everything looks undone, I don't always log in with this ID. So, okay, so here we are in this discussion 1. Okay, when you're ready to post, you're going to click on Money Problems in America. I'm just going to scroll down to show you. That's kind of how it works. See Chapter 2 discussion, you would click on Career Advancement. If I scroll down, Chapter 3 discussion, you would click on Budgeting. Okay, and when you're in there, I tell you what, make real sure that you're going to follow all these rules, okay, so that your spelling and grammar is correct. You're making your opinion statement, you're supporting it, you're demonstrating your knowledge of the textbook, you're using page number references, all those things that we have talked about. Very, very important, that you do those now so that you're showing me what you learned as you answer the questions. As a student, that's your responsibility, is to show me what you've learned. All right, so I cannot see anybody's posting right now. You notice that. That's because, look at this little instruction here. You must start a thread before you can read and reply to others. So I'm going to have to click this link and I'm going to have to post in there. You got to do that by Monday, September the 8th at 11:55. If you're one of these folks who thinks that you're going to email it to me, remember we talked about this, and I do not take assignments via email. It's a group discussion. You have to post it out there according to the rules. So make sure you're looking at that syllabus. Alrighty? So I know you can do that. Those are your assignments. Like I said, our first due date is coming up tomorrow, coming very quickly. Make sure you do that. Now, with the quizzes, this is the last thing I want to tell you. With the quizzes, you see your grade immediately. So you take the quiz, you check your score, you decide if you want to take it again. With the discussions, it takes me a little bit of time to grade them. All right? Give me about a week, folks. Typically, I need really through the following weekend before I can get to it. What I always do is send you an email saying, I have graded the assignment. It'll say something like grades posted, chapter 1 discussion. And at that point, you'll know to come out to assessments and to come down here to the grades link. When you get to the grades link, you'll be able to scroll down and you'll see, for example, the I have that as 10 points. No, folks, don't worry about this pause quiz. I see that I have some things where it must not have copied correctly or something. Anyway, I'll take that away. You won't get a grade for that pause quiz. I'll double check the syllabus, but I don't think I asked you to do that this time, but I'll double check it. You'll see your bonus point if you did the first attendance quiz. Then you would have gotten 1 point out of 0 required. That's good. That means that's a bonus point. All right. Chapter 1 says, look, you better earn 10 points. Right now you have 0 points. Well, that's because I haven't taken the quiz. I need to get out there and get busy. Okay, so that's chapter 1. Then you'll scroll down and here's the chapter 1 discussion, and you can see it's not been graded yet. When I grade it, not only will you see a grade, you will see a lot of feedback that I'll give you on how to improve your discussions. I typically do that for each and every discussion unless I feel like I beat up on you too much, or if you did well as a whole, then you may not see too much feedback. But make sure that you read that feedback that I post here. As we go throughout the semester, you can see these things are very close together now, but they'll spread out. So make really sure you're scrolling down to see everything that you need to see. Alrighty? So that's just a little bit about what to expect, but most important thing, you do have a textbook available to you if you're in a situation where you need that. And also, the first due dates are coming. The first due dates are coming. Only 5 students, as of this message, have posted into the discussion board. We have many more than that in our class, so I hope to see you posting very soon. All right. Good luck to you. We'll be talking again. And if you have questions, of course, remember that you can email me through the PAWS system very easily. Communication class list. I showed you about Ask the Librarian. You can come down here, find the one that says Teacher, put a check next to the box, and just click that email icon and send me an email, and I'll be looking for it. Okay? Thanks. Good luck to you. We'll be talking again soon.